Tap a Film Production House. Tap Film Production House. Tap Film Production House. Production House. Tap a Film 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 Production House. Pan, 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 whip, pan, whip, pan, whip, 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 pan, snap, zoom, snap, dolly, snap, dolly, snap, dolly, pedestal, 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 truck, 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 pan, 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 tilt, 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 pan, 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 extreme close up. Close up on y'all. Close up, close up. What's up? Close up, close up. Ooh, going free. I'm not even looking in the lens. Sometimes you shot cameras back in the day. Specifically, actually, you look at the GoPro and stuff like that. Not like that was back in the day, but sometimes you don't know what you're shooting and you just kind of like get the angle to where where the lens is. Always know where your L is. Know where the L is. The L is the lens. You get actors sometimes or talent that'll say, "Where's the L? Where's the L?" Well, you better know where the L is, so that way you know where your character or your subject is looking. Looking, and using these smartphones is actually a great way to kind of test yourself on where the L is, because I know where my L is, sort of. It's over there somewhere. So whenever I'm trying to address you, I kind of look at the L, because I know I'm looking into maybe your eyes. Can be quite obtrusive sometimes when you're staring at somebody. So oftentimes I don't try to have people look directly in the L. In fact, I try to have them look a little bit to the left or the right of the L, just a hair, because that gives this look like you're watching a statue or something like that. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How we guys going? How we guys doing? How we doing? Doing? How we doing today? How we doing today? What do you got to say, Lucian, today? What is up? How you doing? Give you a wave. Wave. What's up? What's up on the real? How's it going, folks? How's it going? You guys all right this morning? Yo, what's going down? Yo, what's going on? What is going on today? I am worn out on a Thursday, that's for sure. Oh boy, didn't get to sleep too early last night. Oh no, I had trouble sleeping. I don't know what it is, maybe something in the air. But part of that nerve-wracking energy that we have that we've been stuck inside for too long, but it's looking a little bit nicer out today. Yesterday the cloud cover kind of broke out. It was nice, but it was windy. It was still a hurricane out there practically. And today the wind seems to have died down a bit. So that's a kind of nice thing. Checking out my exposure. You tap on the screen and it sets your exposure. I noticed a lot of your shots you guys get out there, the real definition, the real countdown, the real leader. Sometimes you see the autofocus fluctuate. So if you want to get around that, try to tap at the top, tap the auto function. It'll usually do a exposure meter for you. And you can dial that meter so you can lock in your exposure when you get a shot. What's up, the real Matthew? How's it going? Yo, I saw your piece come in last night. In fact, I saw a lot of pieces coming in last night. Shot out to all y'all that passed in your assignments on time. Yeah, I'm tired too. I'm so sorry. It's tough. We're trying to figure out our schedules here, as we go. Every day it seems a little bit different, right? Ooh, I've got my softbox a little bit kind of twisted out here. Kind of wanted to get things started on a kind of like a tear, because kind of hurting on the viewership, guys. Want some more viewership. Yesterday was a little bit tame on the viewership and the retaining of the viewership, but that's okay. Maybe I'm just a cornball, but that's all right. I want to play my buddy's beats. I don't know if he's gonna sue me. Go ahead. I don't think he will. Maybe he will. That's all right. It's all for educational purposes, guys. All for educational purposes. Disclaimer, this is all for educational purposes. Disclaimer, I'm my own voice with freedom of speech. Push freedom of speech. I just heard someone going outside. Oh no. Lenora, you're not going outside, are you? When I don't hear anything, I worry. Because when I don't hear anything, I strongly worry. So for a moment, I'm just going to have Oscar take over the show. I'm just going to check for a second. Make sure my daughter didn't run out the house. Inside. I'm trying to do a show right now. Come on, Jesse, come on. Whoa! I'm back. Sorry, I just had to make sure that my daughter wasn't running away from me. Woo! How's it going, guys? I'm backwards Ripta, in the place to be, breaking every auto function that I possibly can, trying to break the stream so I can make things happen, trying to look for as much virtual collab as humanly possible, because, this is kind of like a train wreck morning show with a lot of activity, and, I was talking about busting some beats, so when we get the thing started with some beats, I don't know. I would love to see if this sounds alright. Let's see. Oh. Let's hit the lights. Whoa. Sorry, dropped that way too quick on you. My bad. Hey, Lenora. You're back. In a place to be. Point a lot of guns at cameras nowadays. That's not smart. Make sure you check the chamber. You don't know what you're doing. I like to point this thing around. Yo, welcome to Production House. We're in the place to be. Can't rap, as you can see. Working with Oscar, working with Demi. Gonna get it on the weekend. Shemmy. Don't know what that means. I just came up with it out of my head. Got lots of spamming going on, and Lenora's over there looking like daddy's a moron. Yes, kinda is. Little bit, but I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about the weird things I do. Because why not? Gotta try everything I can with what I have. Everything I have, I use it to its most ability. I try my best with everything that I have. Everything that I have, I put it forward. If I don't have something, I use something else. If I don't have access to this, I access this. If I don't have access to anything, I create it. I make it. Make it. We're makers. We're media makers. We're videographers. We're cinematographers. We're graffiti artists. We're graffiti artists. We're street artists. Wild day, check out the paper today. I don't know what's going on, but I don't care, because we got it going on right here. And you're gonna give me some more. Spamming the like button. This beat is sick, made on a train. Real Reed, making it happen. Real James Reed, what's up? love that beat. Love that beat. You know, we used to make a lot of beats back in the day on the Triton using a program Cubase, which is really fantastic, using GarageBand, using all this cool stuff. You know, use what you got around you to kind of create weird effects and stuff like that. And maybe you could do funky little things, you know, playing around with lighting, playing around with bottles, playing around with different chroma, other effects and stuff like that. Jitter, if you have camera shake like me, use the camera shake to your ability to create something new. But checking out a lot of lives. One of the guys I checked out was Matt Alonso. He kind of does some fantastic stuff. He creates some major music videos. I check out Kid Art. IG is a great place because you get a lot of cinematographers, a lot of like camera operators out there doing their thing, doing different things. Ooh, look at that. Woo! The real, the real, the real. Real, 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 real. This is you guys. This is you guys earning those awards big time because you know what? Celebrities are having a tough time. They're going all gray. They don't have their barber shops. They don't have their salons. You know what? That's too bad. They're not like ready to take over the industry. The industry is about to shift. The industry is about to shift and someone's going to jump on top and it's the person who's ready to experiment. Whoa, that's pretty trippy. I like that. I like that effect. I might do that on a music video. If Snoop Dogg actually calls me back and says, Marcoux, I want you to do a music video out in New England. I'm going to hire all my Tappa film majors to run crew. Bomb. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. If I ever get a gig like that, I'm definitely hiring the Tappa film majors to run a music video with me. We're all going to get that cred. Maybe we'll even start a production company after all this. Who knows? We'll be on top of our game. And everyone else is going to wonder what was going on while they were sitting in their hot tubs and stuff. They're going to be like, oh, where'd all my money go? It's gone, buddy. We took it all. Because we had ingenuity. Something like that. Yo, going a little crazy this morning. That's all right. This thing's about to give me a seizure. Maybe we'll just turn it on like that so it has this kind of strange glow. I have this little gel that I found, and I thought it was pretty chill, so I thought maybe I'll put that in the scope a little bit. I have the softener up here that I play around with. You see the window light coming in, right? So if I turn on this key light, and I got my strongest key light source, right? I got some fill light coming in over here, right? Maybe I could take this light and I could say, oh, you know what? That's going to be my edge light. Or maybe it's going to be a kicker. Maybe I'm going to put it at a weird low angle and it's going to create like this kind of line. Here I am like blinding myself. But yeah, maybe I'll play around with that. We'll see where that goes. I don't know. Not fitting right over there, but that's okay. You adjust, you adjust, you adjust until you get it right. There, we got a little kicker. A little kicker. I can't even see it. Not working for me. That's all right. We'll put it over here. Okay, we'll do a side kicker. There we go. Ooh, very strange. Maybe we need to move that. There we go. We'll do that. Oh, okay. Take the gel, put it over there. All right, there we got a 3-point lighting scenario, a little twisted. So when I come back here, I could be like, I am Demon Marcoux. When I come up here, I could be like, I'm nice, I'm here to grade you highly. Yo, getting lots of high grades out there. I really appreciate you guys making it happen. This light is not working. That's okay. Maybe we'll use it later on the music video fiasco later. We'll throw that on those guys. Yo. Yeah, so anyways, kind of crazy morning getting things started. I did want to shout out some of the crew that came in last night. You know, I had Matthew, you shot something out this morning, and that was pretty phenomenal. I love that alluring effect that you do on your real distant countdown. It's really phenomenal. And it's cool because we see pieces of the number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? We're doing the real distant countdown. I announced the new assignment yesterday. It's the real distant definition. So pick a word. Ooh, my lighting is all kinds of messed up because of what I'm doing. Whoa. Oh. Yo. So, you know, do what you got. If you got props around the house, if you don't have props, make them props. Flashlights are fantastic. They could be a lot of fun to mess with. Play around with trying to sculpt with light, right? Try to sculpt subjects with light or try to blind yourself like I just did. Play around, you know, mess around, break the auto functions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Phenomenal job, Real Matthew. Shout out to you, buddy. Great work. Emmy, you're in my way. All right, hey, stop it. There we go. Oscar can be join the party. And yo, your boy, Viking dude. Try not to like move him around too much because he keeps getting injured. Oh, thank you for taking good care of me. Well, yo, I'm trying my best, Viking dude. Anyways, yeah, everyone loves Viking dude. Shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to Tappa Film. Shout out to Tappa. Shout out to my seniors. Shout out class of 2020. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it, guys. We're not stopping on this. Yo, gonna go crazy up in this place as much as I possibly can, even if I don't get the viewer retention. No matter, no matter. Saw someone trying to partner with me the other day. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Are you a student? Is this your concentration? Let me know. Give me a DM. Because I'm not about to just like partner with someone I don't know who they are, but I kind of think I know who it is. But yeah, send me a DM and maybe we could talk about it. But I'm not monetized or anything. This is educational purposes only on the tappa.org stuff. So, you know how it is. But great job, the real Matthew. Shout out to the Purple Step. He made some mad accolades the other day. Shout out to the real Ray. He did his first definition. And he's doing his is about documentary filmmaking. So documentary was his, or behind the scenes was his definition. So I really like this attack that he did with the black and white. And you can notice it's not a contrasty black and white like you're seeing right now. My terrible image this morning. But he actually lets the shadows lift so we can see some of the details of the shadow, and the blowout becomes quite hazy. So there's a lot of like detail retention that happens. He retains the details and the shadows by lifting the contrast. Less contrast makes a more like kind of creamy image, which could be useful to have a more kind of cinematic filmic look. Contrasty can look good too, and stark. Rules are meant to be broken, but know where the rules are. And oftentimes I'm always trying to get the most gradation out of my highlights, and I'm trying to get the most gradation out of my shadows. So sometimes I'll light my shadows and then make them dark later, so that way I have that detail. You know, if I start with a contrast image, I've lost that detail. So light your shadows. That could be a fun technique, and then make them darker in post, right? Post production, afterwards, effect work. You know, check out some apps out there. Maybe you have some good suggestions. There's some. I was looking at some free editing apps out there, and I think there's Lightworks that looks pretty cool. I haven't messed around with them too much, but you guys are digital natives, so I'm sure you guys can make it happen. Maybe teach us a little bit. I would love to see you guys do some live streaming. What is up, Caden? How you doing? Yo, actually going right into Caden. I wanted to show Caden did the definition of love. And I thought that was a fantastic word to attack for your for your piece that you had produced. So going into that, if I could find it right off the bat, let's find it. Oh, there it is. Oh, so Caden added this film filter that creates like this dust and like kind of scratches on the lenses, and also creates like this blue and teal feel. But I could tell who you love, and I could tell it's all about family, your friends, your significant others. You know, that's a really wonderful celebration of an archival format, you know, and adding that film filter gives it a nostalgia, makes it feel like I'm pulling it out of a shoebox or something like that. So it's making the film itself like an object, like it has like a historical value to it. So I think that's really nice. And it does have a historical value to it. Your family's going to look at this forever and be like, oh, that was that time. You know, you've coined that time. So that's a very important thing to do as filmmakers. It is kind of our responsibility to get out there and capture things that are happening around us, because it's not going to be forever. You know, these absorb the moment, I'm telling you. Anyways, everyone stop spamming the like button after I drop the beats, but we'll get back into it, guys. Shout out to the real Alec. His concentration is animation, and he did breath, right? So he does this like inhale, exhale, and what I thought was fascinating was how the horizon lifts and goes down. Lifts as it inhales, down as it exhales. So I thought that was cool to emphasize that feeling, right? You know, a little bit of the up and down movement, right? Um, And then the cheeks get rosy when the oxygen enters its lungs. So you can tell there's some real health out there. I hope you guys had a good Earth Day yesterday. The Earth is breathing a sigh of relief right now with all less cars on the road, less carbon in the atmosphere. That's really pretty positive of all these things. You got to look at the positives, guys. Yo, shout out to the real John F. I absolutely love this countdown. He just looks at the keyboard and he does a pan, like actually no, more of like a truck. He does a truck stop, truck stop, truck stop, right? So check out this if you're on the YouTube. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love that segmented truck shot that you're doing, and also an overhead kind of flat perspective point of view shot, almost like, oh, I'm looking at each number. And I love how all the rest of the um characters, right, the T, the R, the percent sign, the dollar sign, they become like these almost like abstract symbols to play with, right? Play with symbols, play with how you can reinvent symbols, play with how you can take symbols and redefine them. If you check out actually some of the Real Cadence work, they did a great job on the Real Distant, with a wonderful animation piece with kind of like amputated dolls and amputated dollar bills and, you know, female signs and signs of economy, and it really says something about equity to me, or I'm not quite sure, but whatever you're speaking, it's something to be read into, and that makes someone watch something over and over again. If you have someone, a reason for people to watch your piece over and over again, well, then you might get a little bit of clout, or you might get a little publicity, or you might get a little exposure. Exposure being when you light something, right? Well, exposure is also when you light the light on somebody in like almost a celebrity fashion. So now all of a sudden they've become something big. Oh, don't feel dumb when you read the assignments we have to do, dude. You know what? When it comes down to it, I'm very flexible about timing. Okay, so, and these pieces that I'm doing are really short, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. The leader is just like a few shots that inspire you. When you think about your concentration, try to think of like an artistic style or movement and mix that with a technique like that you want to push, and try to dial that in, try to focus on it, right? So it could be focus, it could be camera movement, it could be color, right? But then think about like maybe movement in art history, right? Something like hieroglyphs from Egyptian pyramids, or Dadaism, or Surrealism, or Minimalism, or Impressionism, or Pop, or Abstract Expressionism, or Modernism, or Postmodernism, or Futurism. There's tons of isms. Check out the real Franlism. Maybe we'll all start the Franlism moment. No, that's all his, man. And yo, shout out to the real Franlism. Shout out to the real Uset. He had an awesome countdown as well. I was really excited to see this use of, I think, almost like a TikTok effect or something, like this kind of like color fluctuation. And he just goes, whoop, and he disappears, and whoop, and he's back, right? So it's a pretty neat technique. I know there's a lot of TikTok effects that you can explore. Try to break those TikTok effects to do something unique, so someone doesn't just say, oh, that's a TikTok effect, right? Try to bring something new to it, right? And this is cool because he's blended a couple different effects together to create his own effect. Never feel dumb. I feel dumb all the time, and that's part of like mental health and stuff like that too. Is always like, sometimes we get depressed with our work and stuff like that. We've created something great, and the next day we're like, how do we top that? Well, try to let that breathe off. Maybe don't make art for a day and kind of like just reflect on things. Or if you're pushing too far on like one artistic direction, maybe it's time to break it up. Oh, there's fighting in the background. Is everyone okay? I got quiet now. Oh, I might have to deal with that later. It is a distance learning madness over here, nonstop. I got my pre-K girl, I got my second grade girl. It's just like lots of work all day long. Let me get a sip of coffee real quick. Wow, it's been a hurricane show already. We're 24 minutes in, folks. I did want to showcase some more work that came in through the pipeline. Yeah, the real Frauenlism had a great countdown. He used a flat shot with the apples. I really like that piece. Wonderful work, my friend. So some fantastic stuff happening there. And yo, let's see if we can get some other stuff up in here. Oh yeah, yesterday, if you had a chance to watch episode 7, I've been showcasing a lot of my sketchbook just to give you guys some ideas. And yesterday, I went over a storyboard that I created about my brother-in-law, John Kemp. He happens to have Down syndrome, and I just wanted to make a hero out of him. And I'm always fascinated by the kind of imagination that he has. He always he's always around the yard saying, "Oh, I gotta call the FBI," and I always thought it was funny. But it's interesting because it's like that childlike behavior that he has brought forth into becoming an adult and stuff like that. Adjust this angle a little bit, maybe a little bit more headroom. That'll work. And yeah, we'll get him out of here before he breaks. But anyways, I made this storyboard and I also posted in my story so you can kind of like look through it. But yes, this progress, these different shots, and notice they're all stick figures. I made this stuff, but all this stuff, even though it's stick figures, it makes sense to me. So, explore storyboard arcs. You might think in these concentration pieces, I'm trying to keep them in order so that way, like, you could actually be building a film here. You could be making that leader, the countdown, the definition. It's almost like a title, right? The next piece, ooh, get excited for that. That's next week. That's a little bit more robust. I'm really excited about that piece. Again, this concentration unit, it's not just some quack job. I've developed this over like 10 years and I actually did my first concentration in high school as well as a senior. And that was my way to get AP credit towards my college career. I want to speak a little bit about my college career, and that is, I know these are difficult times, and a lot of people are kind of like wondering what's going on and stuff. Well, history repeats itself. Back when I was a senior at RISD, spent a lot of money to go there, and then all of a sudden it was my senior year, and my educators, they were like, "Oh, this is usually the time when big companies are looking at you guys to hire you guys," but it was the year that 9/11 happened and the economy was doing very terribly. So they were like, well, in light of the economy, we're going to teach you how to develop a portfolio online. Imagine that. 2002, we are developing an online portfolio. You guys have already developed online portfolios, right? So they were kind of like, yeah, none of these companies are looking for you guys right now. I was kind of like, oh man, invested all this money into college and stuff like that, and what? But it doesn't matter because I learned so much going through there, and I'm resilient, I'm persistent. So I was able to like find ways to make money, shoot weddings, shoot this, shoot little commercials, shoot things for like, I shot a commercial for a drug rehabilitation program, and then that came out really good and it gave me a lot of experience and now I charge significantly more than I did back then because I have like 20 plus years of experience doing odd jobs, right? Everything from construction. One of my first gigs was working for my buddy, shooting the progress of the construction we were doing. And he would pay me, started off at like 25 an hour and eventually built up to like $50 an hour. And now I'm at the point where, I typically want to make about 100 an hour. But I don't just charge person by the hour. I charge a person by the day because that's to be worth me getting my gear all ready to go. So look at some of the new gear that's coming out. It is National Association of Broadcasters Week, even though it shut down. The event closed this because of the pandemic. There is Canon just announced two awesome cameras: the R5, which is your more prosumer camera, it looks really interesting, and then the Canon C300 Mark III, right? And maybe you didn't want to get the newest camera, but that means their cameras that they've been using for a long time are going down in price. So, you might think about, is there an investment that I want to make in myself? But make sure you have the work first, right? Or have a plan to make that money back so that way you can profit off your investment. Don't just buy something because it's the coolest thing. Buy something that'll get you what you need. Not many people need 4K nowadays. Not many people even can handle HD, right? In fact, IG is mostly 720p, which is actually a lower grade high definition. So, you don't need the latest, greatest thing. What you need is your perspective and your approach to directing, your approach to composition, your approach to experiments, because that's what's going to make you unique. A guy like Matt Alonso, who I just talked about, I've been joining his lives. He's a professional videographer, professional music video director, has done projects for The Game, Tyler the Creator, all these big names, Snoop Dogg, right? Well, he started off doing like charging a little less and saying, hey, I'm going to charge you a little less, but I'm going to try some things. And he literally kind of shook the industry on its head. And then all of a sudden, everyone was just hiring him, right? And they were like, I want your look, right? Because he did these kind of lower end, cheaper gigs for big artists to experiment and create his particular style, right? So that's what this is all about in the concentration, is picking a style, thinking about like how you can embrace that style, how you can make that style your own. Backwards ripta, backwards ripta, backwards ripta. And explore the innovations that you can bring forth in the future. Yeah, so anyways, I really like this storyboard. I might go after this film if I get some funding to do it. It wouldn't require too much. I pretty much figured it would take about a 4-day, 5-day shoot. And I also kind of want to integrate a little documentary in this, so I'm not quite sure if the pre-production's done yet. Pre-production being the storyboard, screenplay, and all that. Guys, we're 31 minutes in, folks. Yo, get out of my way. I got strips of paper over here. You can't, well, you can kind of see them, but I don't care about the illusion. I just want to give you guys little tricks that you can play with. This lighting is terrible today. I gotta move that hat. Yo. So yeah, if you're feeling precocious about doing something, if you're feeling, I'm so stupid, don't say that. You're not, right? You're thinking about the future. You're a smart artist and knowing that, like, it's just not making me happy yet. And that's fine. Treat these pieces as sketches. These sketches that you're doing right now might become the great piece that you create later on that will shake up the industry. But you got to test it out. Otherwise, you're just doing what everyone else is doing. And quite frankly, everyone doing what everyone else is doing is not working right now. We're losing gigs because we're all used to doing the same thing. So we need to try different things out to see how we can reinvent the business. But you can't give up on yourself. We don't give up on ourselves. We take what we have and we push forward with it. We make new things. We innovate, I'm saying. I don't know. Try to give a little bit of feedback. Always down for your feedback, too. Let me know how I can improve this show. I do want to do some late night shows, and we'll see how that goes. Monday might be an interesting time start because I got another appointment around 10:30. So it may be either a noon show or it may be a later show or an earlier show. I'm not quite sure, but stay tuned on the IG and you will know because I'm promoting this thing every day, at least 2 or 3 times a day. And I'm active on IG all day, so when I see your work, I'm right there to give you virtual critique. And feel free to blast any message my way, tell me how I can improve or how I can support you, whether it be software help or whatever we can do with the conditions that we're in, okay? We adapt. Filmmakers adapt. Filmmakers, you know what? The best filmmakers live through experience. Those filmmakers that just have a silver spoon in their mouth and just like had no experience, right? Having a tough time because you know what? They don't know what working a dishwashing job is or banging some nails or doing that hard work or digging ditches, right? Or living with no money. I've done that for many years, right? It's tough. But you know what? I look back at some of those times and I'm like, those were the greatest periods of my life. When I was embracing the challenges of life, those were the times that I was learning the most. And that's what made me who I am. It made me resilient. It made me persistent. It made me never give up. And it made me be able to deal with some of the most difficult times of depression and stuff like that. Because when I do get depressed or something like that, I think, you know what? There's a lot of people out there that have it a lot worse than we do, or I do, right? And I should be grateful for everything that's paved my way here, or paved our way. I'm here to support you, Tap Film. Feel free to reach out to me. Anything. Personal, whatever. Email, message IG, if that's easy. That's why I try to be on IG, because I find it's an easier place for us to be. And it's a great way to bring together your portfolio, actually. Yeah, Hurricane Show. Yeah, I did some of that art history stuff, so there's that hieroglyph mixed up with a scarab and a whale shark dinosaur that I mixed up together with opacity filters. There's that negative magic lantern, one of the first projectors in the early 1900s, with a zoetrope at the top and mirrors that project that down to a flame and project out that lens right there. I found this was interesting, the video sphere from JVC company. I don't know if this was the beginning of 360 video, way back when in the the 1970s. Yeah, 1970s. You got a video sphere, so we could be innovating the things that we see in the future. I like shooting macro a lot, shooting really small things. It's a good way to use like different lenses and stuff like that. I did like that certain angle that I pulled up over here. Not getting the angle right. That's all right. Maybe we got to bring the lighting back and some beats so we can bring the energy back up. Let's bring that energy back up, folks. Yo, go back to Grits. Grits, shout out to the real Reed. Take piece of paper, construction paper, whatever. Play with light. Blown out on the nose. My nose is huge. Got that French nose. Make sure you got your lens cap on. I'll play this other one real quick. Oh, maybe you could hear Bewitched in the background. We're on like a Bewitched film feast out here. Oh, probably gonna get sued for that. That's okay. Be careful of copyright infringement. Be careful. That's all right.
Working on a weekend like usual.
Some of the first episodes.
giving it a shot, and we're gonna see. Giving it a shot. If we can't do this, I don't know. Let's check it out. I wanna go. I don't know why it's going alright. It's wrong. No, it's not made for kids. No, it's not. Let's hit the button. Da 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 da. Let's call it DRM. It's fun to do this stuff. Do. Three, two, one, and what is going on in this place? Still hits me giving them the button to do. I'm gonna hit the button right now. Going live on the TV show. We gonna go. All of a sudden I lost my sound. All of a sudden I lost my sound. I don't know if
That's
I
okay.
lost my sound.
Figured I'd give it a shot. That's okay, don't worry about it. Just messing around. Haven't even tried that yet. Maybe need some blank. That'd be more fun. What in here? Big veins. Big nostrils too. This guy's got big nostrils. Oh my gosh. Seizures. You know, I don't know. Play it out on another beat. Crazy day, guys. Crazy day. That's all right.
Can't find no earphone.
Just experimenting. Experiment.
Can't find no earphone.
Oh, loud. Who knows? lot of the show is just trying to experiment with one shot. Keep playing with one shot over and over again. See if I can do something. I don't know. Maybe I'll find something new. Maybe I'll just have black screens of death up there. Who knows? Love those strings. Big nostrils. This guy's got big nostrils, big nose, big old French nose.
Can't find no air.
Emmy's too close. Oscar can get a little close. I'm gonna do some virtual ciphers. Someone other than me. I'm terrible. Terrible on the mic. Absorb art history. Absorb music history. Absorb the things that you have. Keep using it. Keep trying. And if you're not feeling it, take a break and meditate, listen to some music, get some stuff done around the house. Make someone feel good with a critique or a like or some support. That always makes me feel good. It's a little tough sometimes, but we're going to make it, yo. We're going to make it. We're not going to stop. That's for sure. And I'm here for you. No matter what, persistent, no matter how I'm feeling, we're going live. So, anyways, nice to see you guys. About 47 minutes in. These things are going long. That's all right. Better to watch this than watch some of that other stuff, that's for sure. Anyways, look out for some promos. A lot of stuff going to be happening. A lot of streaming going to be happening. A lot of streaming going to be happening across music, film, dance, theater. It's going to be going down. So let's get some watch parties started. Let's do some virtual red carpets. Let's do some music videos. Let's do some of those concentration pieces. They're really short. Just experiment. And if you don't feel like sharing it or anything like that, just send it to me privately. I have no problem with that, and I'll give you a personal crit. Alrighty? So I hope you guys have a nice long weekend. We'll come back bigger than ever, especially if you guys give me some critiques. If you give me some critiques, maybe I'll make the show a little bit better. Tell me if you'll like me freaking out off the top. I think I'm trying to work on that because I feel like I got more viewership when I was freaking out early. You know, usually when you're going through the IG live and you just see me, blah, 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 you skip it. But if you see me flipping out, maybe you'll be like, whoa, I'm going to watch this for a little bit before he starts going blah, 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 blah. Big ol' nose. Ow. Oh, sorry, dude. Anyways, peace. Keep it real. Love it. Oh, I have not ended yet. It hasn't ended yet because I can't hit the button. We'll try that again. Keep it real. Wow.